Did you know that one of history's most feared leaders was responsible for the deaths of millions, yet most people can't even name him? Today, we're diving into the chilling legacy of a conqueror whose terror was unmatched but often overshadowed by more well-known figures. His name is Timur, also known as Tamerlane, and his story is both fascinating and horrifying. If you enjoy this content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating historical insights. Meet the conqueror Timur. Timur ruled during the late 14th century, establishing an empire that stretched across much of Central Asia and parts of the Middle East. Born in what is now Uzbekistan, Timur was not just a master tactician but also a brilliant strategist whose ambition and brutality set him apart from his contemporaries. His campaigns were marked by significant violence and intimidation, instilling fear in those who dared to oppose him. While many recognize Genghis Khan or Alexander the Great, Timur's legacy often flies under the radar, despite his reign being equally impactful. The rise of a ruthless leader. Timur's rise to power began in the late 1360s. He united the nomadic tribes of the steppes and launched military campaigns that would forever alter Asia's landscape. One of his most notorious campaigns targeted the Khwarezmian Empire, where he devastated entire cities. Timur was a master of psychological warfare. He often left survivors to spread tales of horror, ensuring that his name echoed long after he left a city in ruins. His ability to manipulate fear was instrumental in his conquests, making him a figure of dread across the regions he targeted. Master of strategy and brutality. His innovative military strategies included feigned retreats to lure enemies into traps and the effective use of heavy cavalry. A key battle that cemented his reputation was the Battle of Ankara in 1402, where he faced the Ottoman Sultan Bayezid I. Timur's victory showcased his military genius and solidified his status as one of the most formidable conquerors of his time. His relentless policies, including the execution of prisoners and the systematic destruction of cities, only added to his notoriety. This brutality served a purpose. It instilled fear in his enemies, often leading them to surrender without a fight. In 1398, Timur led a campaign into India, reaching the gates of Delhi. The scale of destruction was immense. He ordered the city to be sacked and its inhabitants killed, reportedly resulting in over 100,000 deaths in just days. To make a statement, he had the heads of his enemies piled high at the city gates. This act not only demonstrated his power, but also instilled a sense of dread that lasted for generations. This gruesome moment was a defining point in his brutal legacy, showcasing the lengths he would go to assert dominance. Following his conquest of Delhi, Timur's reputation spread rapidly. Other leaders reacted with fear and caution, often choosing to negotiate rather than confront him. The long-term impact of his reign was significant. It disrupted trade routes and shifted power dynamics across the region. Even after his death in 1405, the fear he instilled remained deeply embedded in the cultures he conquered. Many subsequent rulers studied his tactics, trying to understand how one man could wield such influence. His legacy influenced military strategies for generations, shaping the way future leaders approached warfare. So why is Timur often overlooked in mainstream historical discussions? While undeniably formidable, his empire didn't last long after his death, and his story is overshadowed by figures like Genghis Khan or Julius Caesar, who are often romanticized in popular culture. Additionally, much of Timur's history was documented by his enemies, contributing to a skewed perception of his legacy. Today, we often overlook how his campaigns shaped the world and left a lasting mark on the cultures he encountered. While he may not be a household name, his influence is undeniable, and it's time we recognize the fearsome leader he was. Timur's impact extended beyond the battlefield. His campaigns influenced art, architecture, and culture throughout the regions he conquered. The cities he established, such as Samarkand, became cultural hubs, blending the influences of various civilizations. The architectural marvels built during his reign, like the Shah-e-Zinda and the Registan, reflect a unique fusion of styles and have left a lasting legacy in the region. In contemporary discussions, historians are re-evaluating Timur's legacy. While his brutal tactics are undeniable, some argue that his contributions to trade and culture should also be recognized. The Silk Road flourished under his rule, facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas. This duality in his legacy, both as a conqueror and a patron of culture, makes him a complex figure worth studying. So, what do you think about Timur? Did you know about his legacy before? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into history. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into history's shadows. And if you're curious about another shocking historical figure, check out our previous video. Thanks for watching.